Greetings, Internet, and welcome back for another early morning. So, this morning, as usual, I really had no idea what I was going to talk about. But then, inspiration struck. My brain just kind of exploded and was like, do this, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to show y'all the rarest, hard-to-find thing in my video game collection. The rarest game in my collection, at least rarest that I'm aware of. So, a little backstory on this game. A few years ago, when I was still living with my parents, a friend of mine came over one day and he was like, "Hey, you got a Nintendo? You know, I noticed you got all these old games and stuff, but do you have a Nintendo to play them on?" I was like, "Sure." He's like, "Okay, alright. So, I got a couple of games I think you might be interested in. You want to take a look?" I was like, "Sure." So that weekend when we were hanging out, he brings over the games. A couple of them are just like, yeah, that's nice, but you know, they weren't anything flashy. They weren't my kind of games. Like, I believe one of them was Contra. I was interested. We played it. It was too hard. I was like, no, get that weak stuff out of here. But then he brought up the next game. And that game was Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers 2 for the Nintendo. Now, a lot of you may be scratching your heads saying, "Really? That's a rare game?" Surprisingly, it is. I did a little research. It's only so rare because this came out at the end of the original Nintendo's life cycle. But because of such, this cartridge, or rather, this box housing the cartridge that I hold in my hands, because it still has the original box, the instructions, the little things that came with it, that plastic sleeve all the old NES carts came in, this is just about a $200 video game I'm holding in my hand right here. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, I'm sure you guys probably actually want to see what it looks like. The cartridge itself, not just a flashy box. Just gotta be ever so careful. And one thing I will admit right now, this foam block that came with most of the NES games, this did not originally come with this, which is why the top of the box is all squooshed and messed up looking. I got that with a perfect condition, well, not perfect, a good condition copy of NASCAR for the Nintendo. But anyway, the cartridge in question looks like this. See, no scratches, no dings, no price sticker residue or anything like that. The only damage I can tell is like right there. It's got a little bit of something going on. But anyway, like I said, this game's about 200 at the time when I was looking it up online, because I was like, I wonder. There was some silly, that's the word I'll use, some silly people on eBay trying to sell this for like $500. Then of course those copies were in, the boxes were in better condition, but still. This thing is not worth $500. This is worth maybe the 200. But this copy I got for it, the grand total, and now sit down for this, $2. I'm not kidding. My friend sold this to me back in high school for $2. Now, honestly, the price does not matter to me. I wouldn't have bought this from him if it was a game that I didn't like. But it's a nice little action platformer. It's got two-player going for it. So you can literally play as Chip and Dale, running around, throwing each other as projectiles across the screen, and having a good old time. So yeah. Thanks, Kyle. You're a good man, Kyle. I just gotta say that right now. You are a good man. Alright, so with that nonsense out of the way, throw my rare games across the room. Anyway, with that nonsense out of the way, let's move on to the nonsense you guys probably actually care a little bit more about. The obligatory what I'm having for breakfast. This morning, I'm just having a nice old stack of pancakes with lots of that drippy maple syrup. And to wash those big fluffy daddies down with, I got myself a little cup of grape juice. On that note, everyone, I'm gonna go ahead and eat these before they wind up getting too cold, because as you guys know, cold pancakes are, they're not good. So, thank you everybody so much for watching. And this has been Oxleymations saying cowabunga, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.